Good afternoon and welcome to Simple French Cooking. My name is Francois. Today we're going to leave France, head south all the way to Spain just to learn how to make gazpacho. My favorite chilled tomato and vegetable soup, perfect to beat the summertime heat. So the very first decision you're going to be faced when you're making your own gazpacho is whether you want to go the traditional route of pureeing tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, sherry vinegar, olive oil, maybe, salt, pepper, maybe you're going to add a couple of your own spices, or you want to go a non-traditional route. Today, I'm going to show you a version where we add watermelon to the basic recipe. And for me, the marriage of tomatoes and watermelon is just one of those summertime, like, wahoos! You're going to love it. It's so good. So we're going to start out by just peeling the watermelon really quick. Just want to cut all the outside off. I'm going to give you a recipe, but the beautiful part about gazpacho is you can be imprecise and it's still going to be perfect. It's kind of a liberating feeling, you know what I mean? Let's give this a taste. That is so refreshingly sweet. This is going to be delicious. Like I said, don't worry too much about the measurements. They're so good. Next, we're going to add our tomatoes. I like to add about an equal quantity of tomatoes to watermelon. So we're talking about a pound each. And same thing, you just want to rough cut these. Throw those guys right into our blender. Now our blender is getting kind of full. So I'm going to add the olive oil and sherry vinegar right now. We'll puree it and then we'll add a couple more vegetables. So I'm going to add about half a cup of olive oil, about 2 teaspoons of sherry vinegar. I'm going to add a little teeny pinch of cumin. You find this in some southern Spanish recipes. I think it's an awesome addition. Add a teaspoon or so of salt, maybe 2 teaspoons, 3, whatever, to your taste. And then I also like to add Espelette peppers, which I get from my friends at Pimentoville down in Boonville, California. All right, let's puree this up. Oh God, that looks good. Let's give it a taste. Already it tastes perfect. Honestly, you really don't even need to add anything right now. That's so good. All right, let's just peel 2 cucumbers. Now let's add 2 cucumbers. Another decision you're faced with, some people like to puree the soup very fine, other people like it chunky, some people even puree it and then strain it and it's more like a tea. I like mine a little bit on the chunky side. I just like it when it has a little bit of texture. Also, if you wanted to make a little bit smoother texture, you could take a piece of bread, cut it up in little pieces, and then you're going to soak the bread in cold water till it's just like mush. Drop it in and just puree it all in. But, I don't really usually add it, so I don't want to. All right. And then we're going to add 1 green pepper. Wow, it's getting really full. Some people add onion, some people don't. I would suggest if you're going to add onion that you buy a sweet onion like a Walla Walla or Vidalia to add, and you know, so it's not as astringent when you're doing it. I'm going to add about 1/4 of an onion. All right. Now let's just puree that up and we're done. Wow, that was really full. Let's give it a taste. That is so sweet. The flavor is delicious. Listen, I would probably chill the soup for about 4 hours before you want to serve it. All right, let's just pour some in a bowl here. I like the different textures you find in gazpacho. That's why I don't like mine pureed too smoothly. All right, so let's get some in there. Now, I usually save some of all the vegetables to add. So let's add a little bit of diced peppers in there. We'll add a little bit of diced tomatoes, some diced cucumbers. And if you want to add a little crunchy bread, you can go ahead. All right, serving the soup like this would be perfect and delicious. Sometimes I've floated like lemon slices on top. You know, you might want to add like just a little drizzle of olive oil. Another thing I like to do is take Marcona almonds, and then I just like to crush them a little bit, just with the back of a knife. You know, and then it just adds like a little crunch to it. I love to serve gazpacho with this really cool garnish. I make a piquillo pepper sorbet or granite. Super easy to make. The recipe's down in the description below. If you don't have an ice cream machine, you can serve it as granite, which means you're going to have a little bit of ice crystals in it. But anyways, you can just take a spoonful. Just take a little spoon. Drop it right on top. And it just adds like another layer of refreshing flavors to it. And if you want it to get a little more technical too, sometimes I like to take Iberico ham, and then I'll just dry it out in the oven like a slice, and you could even put that on top to give it a little texture. There you have it. It's a watermelon and tomato gazpacho made with a piquillo pepper granite and air-dried Iberico ham. Enjoy. Thanks so much for watching.